Hi Aries, welcome to your monthly reading. I'm your cosmic auntie and I want to show you my Venus flytrap. I just got it. It's so cool. Been learning all about it. It has these like trigger hairs, and if one hair is triggered, it doesn't snap right away, but then there's a 30-second timer that kind of sets off, and if like that bug hits another one of the spikes within the 30-second time frame, it'll snap shut because it doesn't want to waste energy. So if one spike is hit, it's like maybe it's a raindrop, maybe it's a little leaf debris or something. Don't want to waste energy. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, I thought you would like it. I hope that this reading is going to be helpful to you. I hope that this will be something that comes alongside you and assists you in gaining a greater sense of clarity about something, Aries. I hope it provides you a sense of confirmation or validation to anything that you are experiencing, feeling, navigating at this time. Always remember to bounce all messages off your own intuition first and foremost. You know yourself best. You are the expert of you. So take what you want and leave the rest, okay? All right, Aries. Let's start with the little bell. If you're sensitive to sound, this is the time to turn down the volume or mute the reading. Okay, here we go. Aries. So maybe there's something here that, you know, you're the first reading that I've brought the Venus flytrap in. So maybe there's something, energy conservation within this energy, you know, kind of picking your battles kind of thing, to make sure you have the energy needed to sustain yourself and what it is that you're doing, right? The Venus flytrap has like realized that, you know, some measures got to be put in place to make sure that they're not wasting energy snapping their mouths shut, traps shut, unnecessarily. So, you know, we're all learning, we're all adapting, right, Aries? Let's see, what's coming up for Aries here? How can I be most helpful to the Aries out there? King of Cups. Yeah, the King of Cups picks their battles and really is guided by the intuition as to what battles to pick and what battles not to pick. They're really good at it. So is the Venus flytrap, and so are you. This demonstrates a lot of wisdom and a lot of mastery, a lot of growth, emotional growth, self-awareness, emotional awareness, sensitivity, feeling, intuition. Yeah. I've heard you've come a long way. You've come a long way. And now that wisdom just like flows from you. Whoa, that was an interesting way for it to come out. The Emperor, there you are, floating out. It almost like fluttered out. Interesting, Aries, that's cool. So bold. I mean, King of Cups and the Emperor. I mean, what a presence. What a presence. You and the Venus flytrap both, like, not to be messed with, but absolutely enthralling and enjoyable. 9 of Cups. Yeah, you don't play about your peace. or your happiness, your bliss. No. Yeah, that is no. Yeah. It is. You ain't playing about your peace. You ain't playing about your pleasure. Yeah. Love to see it. Love to see it. Because you get the job done. You know, the Emperor and the King of Cups is really going to make sure all of the responsibilities are done and managed. But they're the King of Cups and the Emperor, and they're allowed to have fun too. They're allowed to have time to themselves, right? They're allowed to have space and right? You're allowed to have space, Aries. You're allowed to have time to yourself. You're allowed to like prioritize your peace, like that be like just a prominent value, as well as getting everything that you need to get done and facing all the things that come up in life. But yeah, I really sense like your peace being a priority. Two of Swords. So, I mean, this is interesting. So there might be some options, faced with some options, faced with some choices, some decisions, unsure of like how to move forward with something, taking a moment to decide what to do. Got the Moon on the bottom of the deck showing here. Yeah, the King of Cups. So the intuitive drive, the inner sight, Aries. There's some things here that require inner sight to see the path forward. So the brain right now is at a pause, it's at a standstill in a way with the Two of Swords. And so dropping into the subconscious energy, dropping into the emotional body, the intuition, paying attention to your dreams, your feelings, your inklings, paying attention to what comes up out of the subconscious, right? What bubbles up. All of that will continue to inform you on the next moves forward. Because there's this like feeling of like going in blindly, and like a little bit of like a panic, like going in blindly, you know. But it's just this like moment of like tension, and then it just like the visual, it's like this bright flash, and like there's this sense of like release and like on your way. Okay, Seven of Cups. There are lots of options. There's a lot of ways to take something. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of opportunity. That you can be feeling a bunch of different ways. Yeah, there's just a lot of possibility, but also with the Seven of Cups, as much as it can be confusing and murky and a bit cloudy, it also can be incredibly whimsical and playful and creative. And sometimes it's just taking that moment to shift into curiosity when it comes to exploring all of the potential, the options, you know. And letting the curiosity lighten the energy and investigate as to like what's to come forward. It almost feels like there's this sense of like taking a chance on your happiness and like being now faced with that moment and like how to take it next to the next, what's the next step now that this, you know, opportunity, this is being grasped, grabbed, embodied. The Magician. Interesting. So remember, you're the King of Cups and the Emperor. They'll get the job done. You got this. It's that like deep breath before stepping out on stage, right? It's also okay to pause. It's okay to hesitate. It's okay to be in this Two of Swords. It's okay. The brain is needing the heart. The brain is requiring instruction from the heart at this time. Two of Pentacles just showing there, yeah, like the balance of the head and the heart. Because there's almost a sense of like overload here mentally, and then dipping into the Seven of Cups, which is like, again, your emotions, your intuition, the water energy. And seeing like, what's this? Seeing what comes forward, you know, casting your net and seeing what you bring in. What is up with this Three of Swords? It feels like the weight of executive decisions. Some like things that will be decided. Not everyone will be happy about. It kind of feels like, you know, like both of them kind of have their head down, like a little bit somber looking. And sometimes that can be a cost of like choosing your happiness, and it doesn't mean that like you are disappointing or a disappointment. You can't always control like how other people are going to respond to like a very important and like true choice that's made on behalf of your peace and the people around you. Like if you have, you know, a significant other, you know, family, kids, you know, or if you just, it's just you and like a pet, whatever it is, it's like, if you're making executive decisions that benefit you and you know that inherently it may cause some disappointment in others, and I don't mean it for your close people, like if you have a significant other or your kids or your pet, like pets and stuff like that, I don't mean them, but you know, extended family perhaps, or if you're making executive decisions in the workplace with this Emperor and the King of Cups, things that, you know, and like it's not selfish energy. I don't feel a sense of selfishness. With the King of Cups here, I feel like there's that's been weighed. It's almost like that's factored into whether or not you want to move forward with this decision, to really kind of just check to see if there's any kind of like authoritarian energy with the Emperor that can be a side of it. If the Emperor and the Nine of Cups was this here, it kind of would feel a little bit more indulgent, but the King of Cups, again, very somber looking, very serious, has taken this like investigation very seriously and have been very intentional with exploring the emotions, exploring it on an emotional and intuitive level. So yeah, interesting. So whatever these choices are, you can't please everybody. That's impossible. Of course, to be considerate, you know, as much, like, to, right? Within reason. Within reason. The Emperor is a leader. You are a leader, Aries. There's so much that goes into like running this shit, right, with the Emperor. So there's a lot of others involved, factors involved. But ultimately, the Emperor trusts themselves to take that initiative and to, make sure that everybody is navigating these changes, navigating the circumstances at hand. Like, there's a lot of responsibility here, is what I'm saying. But you can't please everybody. And so there is this sense of path of least resistance, but ultimately like making executive decisions for you and yours well-being, peace, and happiness. And if you observe that the only thing that, if there are some disappointment from others is the only reason why they're disappointed is like because it's a positive change, well, yeah, that's their problem, right? That's their problem. We've got 9 of Pentacles as well. So yeah, doing what's best for you, what you desire, focusing on what you're building, focusing on what you're cultivating as an individual, as well as if you are in a partnership, if you have a family, that you like kids, and as well as extended family as well, like that definitely is like factored in. But I see it more of like if you have kind of like a, nuclear family. What else is coming up for Aries? Ten of Swords underneath the 9 of Cups. So there's a lot that, for one thing, the Devil. Okay, interesting. So, there might be some like old energy that tries to like kind of jump up and scare you, but it's old energy. And all of this too is like, it's so interesting because there's just like this top row, the King of Cups, the Emperor, the 9 of Cups, just like clarity, groundedness, self-awareness, emotional awareness, like very heightened in intuitive energy, spiritual gifts, pop in with like this sense of like happiness and joy and inner peace here at the top, and like really creating the life of your dreams, right? And then we have the 2 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords. So there's this notion of like this bloom blossoming out of a painful place as well, like that sense of uncertainty and heartbreak and pain like has been like the soil in which you have cultivated this emotional awareness, this sensitivity, this intuitive energy, how that has guided you in the way you've made decisions with the Emperor card, what it is that you're building and cultivating. And again, not playing about your peace, not playing about it, prioritizing your peace and prioritizing happiness and enjoyment. Because you've been through a lot with this 10 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, like this, a 2 of Swords. This is painful energy. It's heartbreak, it's betrayal, it's disappointment, it's loss, it's painful memories, it's being confused, feeling at a crossroads, and like feeling stuck, and just being through so much, and how the pain of that the pain of those experiences is where like the devil energy can squeak in, right? I was just talking to a friend before I did your reading, and we were talking about the saying, new levels, new devils, new levels, new devils, and how when we're often at the precipice of a breakthrough, or we're like finding ourselves like really experiencing growth and embodying that growth and like taking it into a new beginning in some way, there's old stuff that tries to grab at our ankles and kind of pull us back, attempt to affect us in ways that it used to, right? These old outdated patterns, or these old memories, these, you know, painful places that used to be able to derail us more, come up. Now they still might for some time, and that's okay, because it's a process, right? Healing is not a destination, it's a process. But the more we bring our awareness to things, the more we know about them and the less power they have. So each time that they do come up, the more we can bring our awareness to them, and the more understanding and knowledge we have about that, and that takes the power away and empowers us, right? So there's something with that here, which is amazing, Aries. It might not be comfortable, right? Like it could feel like, what the frick, like I thought I dealt with this, why is this coming up? Like this is really annoying. Like I thought I healed this, or I handled this. Like I haven't thought like that in a while. I've been really like, you know, because there's a lot of beautiful things with the Nine of Cups, the Emperor, the King of Cups. Things are blossoming and blooming and like sturdy and successful and enjoyable and abundant, and like there's a lot of happiness and pleasure and joy. And, you know, self-sabotage can try and come out of nowhere and attempt to ruin that. So I don't know, like there's something there. I don't sense it being particularly successful, but it might cause some delays here with the Two of Swords. Attempt to, you know, to remember grace with this Nine of Cups going into your emotional home, the King of Cups. You really showing yourself grace with this. Now, for some of you also, when it comes to the message about like how this like important and necessary, healthy decision that's being made by you in some way over your life, and how it may cause disappointment, or like may ruffle some feathers, or it might disappoint, or like, you know, people might feel a certain way about it. Now, if you know you've taken everything into consideration and, you know, been very integral, which I sense you've been, and the only reason they're upset is because it's like may cause them change, right? And or there's a sense of leveling up for you, and like people can project weirdness onto that. So that might be also something for some of you. They might even attempt some guilt trips, which is not fun, not cool. But just like we talked about at the beginning of the reading, the inner sight is where what's necessary to utilize in order to navigate some of the circumstances at hand. You'll know which ones if that resonates. Nine of Swords. Man. A lot of swords. It's so interesting because I hear like, what are you worried about? But I don't sense a lot of worry from like your energy. I feel like who I'm reading for is up here, King of Cups, Emperor, Nine of Cups. I guess it's just like new levels, new devils. Like there's choices you've made. There's like moves that you've made in regards to your joy, and there's pushback internally and externally in some way, but you are standing your ground with it. Like you're not budging. It may shake you up, may confuse you, may like cause you to question a little bit, but it's not shaking you out of your reality and like your value of prioritizing your peace. 8 of Cups. So there's things that you're moving away from, moving in some way, moving forward. You're moving forward in some way, and there's things that are naturally being left behind. Things that are naturally shifting, things that naturally need to shift. Now, some people might just be all ruffled up, that they might need to accommodate you more, even though it may not be as big of an ask. It's just a normal part of change. So, you know, the King of Cups really knows what's theirs and what's not theirs. So I see you being able to like really clock like what someone else's projection is, or like what someone else's like deal is in regards to a healthy change or a healthy choice in your life, because whatever it is, yeah, you're prioritizing your peace. What is with the swords, Aries? The Strength at the bottom, 5 of Swords. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I just say that just because it's like, it feels like someone's kind of all like ruffled up, like wants to fight, like wants to spar. But like you're the Emperor, the King of Cups, the 9 of Cups. Like none of this like can really actually get at you. Do you know what it's kind of reminding me of is when I observe an eagle flying outside in the wild, and often like a seagull comes out of nowhere and just like pesters it, even though it's minding its business. You know, it pesters it because it's like, whoa, get out of here, right? It's a predator in many ways. So but it's dive bombing, it's making a lot of noise, right? Other ones come out and they're swooping at this eagle, you know? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Weird. So it's causing some bubble up of some old stuff within yourself, which only is helping you clear more of it away. Again, bring more awareness to it, which means more knowledge, which means more personal power and authority and authenticity that comes from that process. So there's a lot of alchemizing here of like, you know, transmuting that into greater, like, you know, personal power, which is interesting. It's not letting you stop. It's not stopping you with the 7 of Pentacles, but being very observant, Aries. Very studious of what this is. Queen of Rods. Okay. Yeah. I mean, everything's going to be just fine. Yeah. 8 of Pentacles. This can't like touch you. Some of you, there might be some like attempt to like thwart some sort of plans, or like, I don't know, it's kind of shifty. It's like some of you might be experiencing like external forces trying to sabotage your happiness in some way. Others of you, like, as you embody this like value of prioritizing your peace and really like putting a lot of time and intention and effort into your happiness, your bliss, your pleasure, doing things that make you happy, and having healthy boundaries. And yeah, like, it's just new that you know, as you experience more happiness, like some old stuff might come up, like we talked about, like some stuff that you have been handling and healing from the last chapters with the 10 of Swords here, you know, 3 of Swords. This is old stuff. This is painful circumstances that have happened, And it may have used to derail you more. It may have used to stop you in your tracks more when these painful memories came up and caused the Two of Swords, right? This like, and this Nine of Swords, this like kind of torment. And the Five of Swords is battle. But the Queen, the King, the Emperor, like they're gonna handle that situation. Like this is another one of the cards you lend your energies to. Nothing's gonna stop you from doing what's best for you and yours and your work, like your money, your hobbies, your enjoyment. You're not going, this is very much like, this is my life to live, and like you know, this is my family with my, you know, significant other or whatever. Like it's just realizing you're the sovereign of your life. You are the sovereign of your life. And you are entitled to make healthy choices for yourself. And these choices are and will continue to pay off, Aries. They really will. So like, just like the Venus flytrap, it's adaptability. They've adapted to eat bugs because they weren't getting what they are needing in their environment. So there's a lot of resourcefulness here and adaptability. It's not rigid, but it is very sturdy. It is very sturdy. And it's not to be messed with at all. Like, not to be messed with, but what did I say? Like in the early one with the Nine of Cups, it's like not to be messed with, but absolutely enjoyable. And that's just such a, I don't know, that's just such a testament to your energy, Aries. You really are like that force of nature. That's just so fun to be around. Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain. Yeah, there's just like, no matter, like whatever's being thrown at you, whatever's bubbling up from your subconscious, like you're transmuting that pain at like a rapid pace. Yes. Crown Games, right use of power. So like the crown is being placed, the robes are being placed, like as this rapid fire alchemy of transmuting whatever energy is being thrown at you, whatever energy is coming up, integrating it at a fast pace and like really like catapulting and embarking, and nothing is stopping you from embracing this, you know, new beginning, right? This, the Fool card, it opens up all these new doors, all these new chapters. Wow. So cool. I saw like kind of a, I think it was like a visual of like the last airbender. That's you, Aries. That's you right now. That's you. And I also, oh yeah, the Matrix, when he's dodging all those like bullets. That's you, Aries. That's you right now. Oh my goodness. Let's get you a card, a Rumi Oracle deck card. Aries. Oh my gosh. Passion for Purpose. Look at that card. My gosh. Passion for Purpose. 2. Then we also got 22. 2 of Swords. So 2s could be important. Also there's 2 9s. So 9s could also be important. Let's see. Passion for Purpose. Here we go, Aries. Love, like life, flows through the heart. Feel the thrill of the flow and say nothing. Rumi. Oh, big sigh from Billy. I don't know if you heard that. Feel the thrill of the flow and say nothing. There's this sense of like, yeah, flow. The last airbender visual there. You know, like Neo dodging all this. There's a flow. There's like a surrender and a flow and an adaptability and also a skill set, a wisdom. Like, but there's something too that there's just this space being held for something to pass through, right? Like with all of these swords, thoughts just like allowing the thoughts, like mindfulness, right? Where it's like being a scientist, not a judge. What's flowing on up emotionally? What's flowing through our thoughts, and like allowing them to flow in and flow out, you know? And it shows that, you know, when we don't feel, we don't stay in the same place all the time, right? Things like flow through, you know, challenging emotions don't last forever, but they do absolutely need and require the space and the container in order to be felt. And as that happens, that's where things are able to kind of loosen up and start flowing. So one more time, love, like life, flows through the heart. Feel the thrill of the flow and say nothing. Do you yearn to find your way? Do you yearn to find your way, to fulfill your destiny, to know the purpose for your presence within the sacred body of the Earth Mother? Your heart is questing for deeper meaning. It desires certainty as to your sacred tasks for this lifetime. Your heart wants to know why you were born, for what purpose. You must know that the answer to these questions is love. I bring you your answer, straight from the heart of the universe. Be wild within your passion. Do that which stirs your soul, even when it makes you uncomfortable, especially then. For what is being truly alive, if not a decision to be open instead of resistant, to be wild rather than comfortable, so that any moment will be ready for the invitation of the divine beloved to come closer? I call to you now, the you that is beyond your mind, the you that the heart knows, the you that cannot deny life. To that you, I ask this question: what stirs the passions of your nature? Do that. Be that. The Nine of Cups is heart energy, so is the King of Cups. So yeah, Aries, there's a sense of following your heart, trusting your heart, protecting your heart, being guided by your heart. I love it. I love it so much. I hope that this was helpful in some way, Aries. I look forward to catching you in the next one.